degree is a real challenge in terms of intellect. It's actually getting your brain around new concepts and new ideas, and that can be a real challenge, particularly for a part-time degree, where some of our students have been out of education for a while and it's coming back in. We shouldn't underestimate the challenge that is in terms of re-engaging with education. There's also the time element in terms of how you actually juggle your private lives, how you mix that in with your family life, and also foregoing some of those social events when it's, do I go out to the party, down to the pub, with friends, family, or do I actually stay in and finish that essay because the deadline is probably tomorrow and I've left it till too late. There's also the financial, as we all know from the press and particularly in the UK, about the fees, but also, you know, some people will have given up work or reduced their hours to actually enable them to do their study, so that has to be taken into consideration. But I think one of the major ones is the emotional side, and for anyone who's studied for any period of time, it's a bit of a helter-skelter in terms of there's the ups when you actually come into class and you think, yes, I really understand that concept, I know what it's all about, and then you get your work back and you get a really good grade. And then maybe the next unit comes along and the theories are just impenetrable. You just can't get your head around them. You've got to get to grips with Harvard referencing, which I know will echo within many of you here about where to put your commas, where to put your brackets. You get your mark back and it wasn't as good as you expected. So it really is about endurance, you know, about hanging in there to the end. But degrees are worthwhile, and I know I would say that coming from Bournemouth University, but they really are something that pays off, not necessarily in the short term, but definitely in the long term. And there has been quite a lot of studies done on what it is or what are the benefits of actually having a degree. And I'm just going to read out some of them here as what research has actually found. This was research undertaken, of course, by academics, but they were looking to see how people fared after they'd studied for degrees. The good news is they found that income tends to go up over your lifetime, so the investment in terms of time and effort in degrees does pay off. They reported from the studies I looked at the difference can be in terms of thousands of pounds over a lifetime, but also millions. I must admit I haven't met many people who've made millions after doing their degrees, but they will be out there and it could be you. There's also the increased opportunities in terms of actually getting promotions or maybe even switching careers because degrees are portable, so you could actually move sideways into a different degree, a different industry. The research also said that most people who have done higher education, are more confident, more self-assured, and this is probably one to ask your family and friends. They also say that people who studied higher education come out being more rational, more easygoing, more open-minded. I don't know if that's true, perhaps we can discuss that over lunch afterwards. But overall, it's all about a journey going through a degree. It's a journey about coming to the end and looking back on the experiences.